You stand at the threshold of a powerful shift. What lies ahead is not an empty promise, but a call to step into the fullness of your own potential. The road is already unfolding beneath your feet, not in some distant future, but here and now. There is a truth within you, a quiet, undeniable force that has been waiting to be recognized. This force is not something you need to chase, it is something you must allow to surface. The subtle power of focus, discipline, and intentional thought will become the vessel through which you begin to shape your world. This journey does not ask for grand gestures, it asks for the simplicity of presence, of acting in harmony with the quiet pulse of the universe. The abundance you seek, the transformation you desire, is not hidden from you. It simply requires your willingness to see it, to align with it, and to trust in your own ability to manifest it. As you move forward, let the distractions fall away. The noise, the doubts, the pressures of what others expect, all of it dissolves. When you connect deeply with the knowing that you are already enough, you have always been enough. In silence, you will find clarity. In discipline, you will find strength. In focus, you will find power. And through this quiet strength, you will begin to transform, not by force, but by the natural unfolding of your own potential. Chapter 1. My Badass Life, Part 1. There comes a moment in every person's life when they are faced with a choice, to continue playing small or to step into the life they were always meant to lead. For far too long, you've been told that success, happiness, and fulfillment are reserved for others. That's a lie. It's time to take a stand and stop allowing limiting beliefs to shape your future. In this chapter, Jen Sincero urges you to embrace your badassery, to accept that you have the power to create the life you desire. But first, you must confront the story you've been telling yourself. It's the story that says you're not good enough, not deserving enough, or that your dreams are too big. But this story is not who you are. It's a narrative you've inherited from the world around you, and it's time to rewrite it. You see, the world teaches you to downplay your strengths, to think that greatness is for a select few, but you are already enough. You were born with the same potential as anyone else who has achieved success. The difference lies in what you choose to believe. Believing in your greatness is not arrogance, it's recognizing the truth of who you are. The first step to unlocking your inner power is to let go of the belief that you are not enough. You are more than enough. You've always been. The only thing standing in your way is your own doubt, your own fear. And these are not real, they are just thoughts that you've been taught to believe. Sincero invites you to look at the areas of your life where you've been holding back. What have you convinced yourself you can't do? What have you put off because you don't believe you're capable? Now, consider what it would feel like to take one bold step forward without hesitation, without doubt. Imagine what your life would look like if you embraced the belief that you can do anything. The key to living the life you desire is choosing to believe in your potential. You don't need anyone's permission to be great. You don't need to wait for the right time. All you need is to decide right now that you are worthy of everything you desire. It all starts with a decision to stop playing small, a decision to stop doubting yourself, a decision to believe that you are worthy of success and all the joy and abundance that comes with it. The moment you make this decision, everything changes. You start to see the world through new eyes. The limitations that once held you back begin to fade. Opportunities that were once out of reach now feel within your grasp. This is where your journey begins. By taking the first step toward a life where you own your greatness. The world needs you to step into your full potential, and it's waiting for you to take the leap. The journey toward realizing your inner badass doesn't require external validation or approval. It doesn't require you to prove yourself to anyone. In fact, one of the most powerful things you can do is stop seeking validation from the outside world. Society, friends, family, they all have opinions about who you should be and what you should do, but none of those opinions matter. What matters is what you believe about yourself. Sincero highlights that your greatest tool for creating a life of greatness is your belief system. Your beliefs are the lens through which you view the world, and they are the foundation of everything you do. So, if you're ready to embrace your inner badass, the first thing you must do is take responsibility for your beliefs. Take a moment and ask yourself, what do you believe about yourself? What do you believe about your ability to create the life you want? Many people are held back by beliefs such as, I can't do this, I'm not good enough, or I don't deserve success. These beliefs keep them trapped in a life that doesn't reflect their true potential. But here's the truth. you can change those beliefs. Beliefs are not fixed. They are simply thoughts you've repeated enough times that they've become ingrained in your subconscious. The good news is that you have the power to change them. And when you change your beliefs, you change your life. This is where the power of self-talk comes into play. The way you speak to yourself shapes your reality. If you tell yourself that you're not good enough, that you can't achieve your dreams, you'll continue to live that reality. But if you start speaking to yourself with love, encouragement, and belief in your abilities, you will begin to see the world differently. Your mind will begin to believe that success is not only possible, it's inevitable. Sincero stresses the importance of taking action in alignment with your new beliefs. It's not enough to just think positive thoughts or say affirmations. You must act on your new beliefs. When you begin to take small steps toward your goals, you begin to build momentum. And that momentum is what will carry you forward on your journey to success. The key here is to stop waiting for the perfect moment. There will never be a perfect moment. If you wait for the stars to align, you'll never take action. Instead, take the first step, no matter how small it may be. Every step forward is a step in the right direction. And with each step, you'll begin to feel more confident, more empowered, and more certain of your ability to create the life you desire. As you move forward, remember that you are your biggest supporter. The world may not always cheer you on, and others may not always believe in you, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that you believe in yourself. When you trust in your ability to succeed, you radiate confidence, and that confidence will attract opportunities, people, and circumstances that align with your desires. In this chapter, Sincero invites you to take responsibility for your own success. Stop blaming your circumstances, your past, or the people around you. You are the creator of your own life. The moment you take full responsibility for where you are and where you want to go, you reclaim your power. It's time to stop living on autopilot and start living with intention. The life you want is waiting for you, but you must take the steps necessary to claim it. When you step into your full potential, you will discover a world of possibilities that were once beyond your reach. The universe is always conspiring in your favor, but it can only deliver what you believe is possible. Your journey toward greatness starts now. It's not about waiting for permission or waiting for the right time. It's about choosing to believe in yourself today. The moment you make that decision, everything changes. The universe begins to align with your new beliefs, and you start to see your dreams becoming a reality. Remember, you are a badass. You always have been. It's time to stop playing small and start embracing the life that is waiting for you. Take responsibility for your greatness and watch as your world transforms. Chapter 2. The Energy of Money. For many, it's the source of stress, frustration, and often shame. We grow up hearing phrases like money doesn't grow on trees or the rich get richer, leading us to believe that money is something we need to work ourselves to the bone to acquire, or that it's something out of reach. But Jen Sincero begins to shift this perspective in this chapter. She encourages you to look at money not as something to chase or something that causes stress, but as a form of energy, something that flows and moves, much like everything else in the universe. Sincero explains that the most important thing you need to understand about money is that it is energy, just like everything else in the world. It is neither good nor bad. It simply exists. How you interact with this energy, how you view and understand it, directly impacts how much of it you attract into your life. If you view money as something difficult to obtain, or something that is limited, you will continue to experience scarcity. But if you shift your mindset and begin to see money as a tool to help you create the life you desire, it will begin to flow to you naturally. The world has conditioned us to think of money as something to be feared, something we must fight for. We're taught to think that in order to have money, we need to struggle, sacrifice, or even suffer. This kind of mindset creates a negative relationship with money, one that makes it seem elusive or difficult to attain. But this is the first thing Sincero wants to change. Money is not something to fear or obsess over. It is an abundant resource, just waiting for you to align with it. One of the most important things you can do is to change your beliefs about money. Ask yourself, what beliefs do I have about money? You might realize that you have a negative or limiting view about wealth and abundance. Maybe you were taught that only a select few deserve to be wealthy, or that money is the root of all evil. These are false beliefs that need to be discarded. Money, in its purest form, is simply a tool, a resource that can help you live a life of abundance, freedom, and joy. When you see money as a tool to help you create the life you want, rather than as something to be feared, you open yourself up to receiving it. Another key element to this shift is trusting the process. If you've been struggling with money or have been taught that it's always a struggle to make ends meet, you need to change your perspective. Start believing that you deserve abundance. You have the right to live a life of financial freedom. The universe is abundant, and there is more than enough for everyone. This is a universal law. The more you believe that abundance is available to you, the more it will manifest in your life. Sincero also reminds you that you are worthy of financial success. Many people struggle with feelings of guilt or shame when it comes to having money, especially if they've been raised in environments where wealth was associated with greed or selfishness. It's important to reframe this thinking. Money can be a force for good. It can help you support your loved ones, create opportunities for others, and contribute to causes you care about. When you begin to see money as a tool for good, your relationship with it will start to change. This chapter invites you to start thinking about money as something that is naturally aligned with your personal growth. Money doesn't need to be difficult. It doesn't need to be something that you fight for or compete with others for. It is simply a form of energy, and you can either choose to align yourself with that energy or continue to push against it. 2. Begin attracting more money into your life. Start by changing your thoughts around it. Notice when you have negative thoughts about money and make an intentional effort to replace them with positive, empowering beliefs. Instead of thinking, "I can't afford this," try thinking, "I will find a way to make this happen." The more you align your thoughts with abundance, the more money will flow to you. Now that you've begun shifting your thoughts about money, it's time to explore how you can attract more of it into your life. Jen Sincero emphasizes that you have the power to create the financial reality you desire, but it requires more than just positive thinking. It requires action. The universe does not just hand you money because you think you deserve it. It responds to the energy you put out. The more you believe you deserve abundance, the more you'll be willing to act on it, to start attracting money. It's important to understand that you must be open to receiving. For many people, this can be one of the biggest blocks to wealth. They've been taught to be humble, to not ask for too much, or to feel guilty for wanting financial success. But in order to attract wealth, you must be willing to receive it. You must accept that you are worthy of all the abundance the universe has to offer. One of the most powerful practices Sincero suggests is gratitude. Gratitude is not just a feel-good emotion, it is a tool for attracting more of what you want. When you practice gratitude for what you already have, you send out the message that you appreciate the abundance in your life. And when you show appreciation, the universe responds by giving you more to be grateful for. Start by acknowledging the small wins. It could be a job offer, a small amount of extra cash, or even a kind gesture from someone. Every time you express gratitude, you align yourself with the energy of abundance. The more you feel thankful, the more abundance you'll attract. It's a simple but powerful way to change your relationship with money and increase the flow of wealth into your life. Sincero also emphasizes the importance of giving. Money is not meant to be hoarded or kept in isolation. When you give, whether it's through your time, resources, or money, you are creating a flow. Giving is an act of opening yourself up to the universe and saying, "I have enough, and I am willing to share." This action not only benefits others but also sends a message to the universe that you believe in abundance and are a vessel for it. Giving doesn't have to be in large amounts. It can be as simple as donating your time to help someone in need, or offering support to a friend. The key is that giving creates receiving. When you give freely, you signal to the universe that you are open to receiving in return. Another powerful practice to help attract money is visualization. Take some time each day to visualize the life you want, including the wealth you desire. Picture yourself living in abundance, traveling to places you've always wanted to visit, or having the financial freedom to pursue your passions. The more vividly you can imagine yourself living this life, the more real it becomes. As you visualize your dreams, your energy aligns with them, making it easier for the universe to bring them to you. You may also want to write down your goals, making them as specific as possible. The more detailed you are about the kind of financial success you want, the easier it will be for you to align your actions with your goals. Sincero suggests that you not only write down your goals, but also attach positive emotions to them. The more excited and passionate you feel about your goals, the more energy you will put into achieving them. One of the most important things Sincero emphasizes is that wealth is a tool that can help you live the life you desire. Money is not inherently evil or greedy. It's simply a means to an end. When you begin to see money as a tool for personal growth, for supporting others, or for creating positive change in the world, your relationship with it shifts. Money becomes something you can use for good, something that allows you to amplify your life's purpose. As you continue to work on shifting your beliefs, practicing gratitude, giving freely, and visualizing abundance, remember this: you are worthy of all the money you desire. Wealth is not something to be afraid of or to hoard. It's something to be shared, celebrated, and used to create the life you want. You are not just working for money, you are working with it. You are aligning yourself with its energy, and as you do, it will begin to flow to you in ways you never thought possible. In the end, attracting more money is about more than just thinking positively or working harder. It's about aligning your energy with the flow of abundance. The universe is constantly working to bring you everything you need, but in order to receive, you must be open and willing to allow it in. When you shift your perspective on money, from scarcity to abundance, you begin to attract more of it into your life, effortlessly. Chapter 3: Overcoming Fear and Doubt. Part 1: Fear and doubt are two of the most common emotions that hold people back from achieving their dreams. They whisper in our minds, telling us we're not good enough, that we're not capable of success, or that the risks we take will lead to failure. These emotions can be so powerful that they prevent us from even starting the journey toward our goals. But in this chapter, Jen Sincero shows you how to confront these fears and transform them into catalysts for growth and success. Fear is a natural part of being human. Everyone experiences it. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not the absence of fear, but how they respond to it. Fear often arises when we step outside our comfort zones, and that's exactly what happens when we begin pursuing our dreams. Fear is a sign that you're moving in the right direction. When fear arises, it's easy to allow it to stop you in your tracks. Fear might make you hesitate, procrastinate, or even give up on your goals altogether. But Sincero encourages you to see fear not as a barrier but as a signal that you're on the edge of something new, something that will push you to grow. Fear is not something to be avoided. It's something to be acknowledged and then moved through. One of the first steps in overcoming fear is to shift your perspective on it. Instead of viewing fear as something that holds you back, start seeing it as a natural part of the growth process. When you are faced with fear, it simply means that you are stepping out of your comfort zone and into new territory. This is where growth happens. Fear is a reminder that you are expanding. Sincero suggests that one way to face fear head-on is to break down your goals into smaller, more manageable steps. The fear of taking on a big goal can be overwhelming, but when you break it down into smaller actions, it becomes much easier to tackle. Taking one small step at a time allows you to keep moving forward without getting bogged down by the overwhelming feeling of fear. Another important point is acknowledging that fear is temporary. No matter how intense fear may feel, it will not last forever. The more you confront it, the less power it will have over you. Sincero reminds you that most of the things we fear are either not as bad as we imagine or don't even happen at all. Fear thrives on the unknown, and once you take action, the unknown begins to reveal itself, and the fear dissipates. A powerful tool in overcoming fear is to take action despite it. This is one of the most effective ways to quiet fear, by taking action even when you don't feel ready. The act of doing, no matter how small, helps to shift your focus from the fear to the task at hand. As you take steps toward your goal, you'll notice that the fear begins to lose its grip on you. In fact, each step you take brings you closer to the person you want to become, and with each step, you grow in confidence. Sincero encourages you to embrace discomfort. Growth and transformation happen in moments of discomfort, and it's through pushing through those moments that you break free from the chains of fear. The discomfort you feel when you try something new is the sign that you're moving in the right direction. It means you're on the verge of a breakthrough. Instead of avoiding the discomfort, lean into it. The more you push through discomfort, the easier it becomes to face the next challenge. There's also great power in reframing your thoughts. Rather than allowing fear to dictate your actions, start reframing your mindset. Instead of thinking, "I'm afraid I'm going to fail," shift your thoughts to, "I'm excited to try something new, and I can learn from any outcome." By reframing your thoughts, you take away fear's power and replace it with excitement, curiosity, and the drive to succeed. One thing Sincero emphasizes throughout this chapter is that fear does not define you. Just because you experience fear does not mean you are weak or incapable. Everyone feels fear, but not everyone lets it control their actions. The key to success is not letting fear stop you. Fear may always be present, but it does not have to. Be the driver of your decisions. When you choose to act in spite of fear, you begin to master it. As you continue to work through your fears, it's important to understand that doubt is just fear in disguise. Doubt is often the voice in your head that whispers, "You can't do this, it's too late," or "You're not good enough." Doubt comes from a place of insecurity and fear, and it often rises when you're about to take a bold step forward in your life. The key to overcoming doubt is to recognize it for what it is, a product of your mind that you have the power to challenge. One way to combat doubt is to reaffirm your purpose. When doubt arises, it's often because you've lost sight of why you're doing what you're doing. When you reconnect with your deeper why, the reason behind your goals and dreams, you remind yourself that you are on the right path. Doubt may still creep in, but when you remember your purpose, you find the strength to push forward regardless of the fear or uncertainty you feel. Sincero also encourages you to question the validity of your doubts. When doubt arises, ask yourself, is this really true? Is this thought serving me? More often than not, the doubts we experience are not based on facts, but on fears of the unknown or fears of failing. Once you begin to question these doubts, you realize that they are not real threats. They are simply fears that, once faced, lose their power. Another powerful way to silence doubt is to focus on the present moment. Most of the time, doubt arises when we think too far ahead or focus on all the potential ways we could fail. But the future is unknown, and worrying about it does nothing but drain your energy. Instead, bring your attention to the present moment. Focus on what you can do right now to move toward your goal. Taking small steps today makes the journey feel less overwhelming and helps to quiet the voices of doubt. Sincero also highlights that taking risks is an essential part of success. It's impossible to move forward in life without taking risks, and the bigger the risk, the greater the potential for reward. Fear of failure often holds us back from taking risks, but the truth is, failure is an important part of the process. It's not something to fear, but something to embrace. Failure teaches us valuable lessons and helps us grow stronger and wiser. To push past the fear of failure, Sincero advises adopting a mindset of failing forward. This means embracing failure as an opportunity to learn, to pivot, and to improve. Rather than seeing failure as a roadblock, view it as a stepping stone to success. When you approach failure with this mindset, it no longer has the power to hold you back. In fact, it propels you toward your goals, because each failure brings you closer to the success you seek. One of the key strategies to overcoming fear and doubt is to surround yourself with support. The people you spend time with have a huge impact on your mindset. If you are surrounded by people who encourage you, who believe in your potential, and who cheer you on, you are much more likely to overcome fear and doubt. On the other hand, if you are surrounded by negativity, criticism, or people who doubt your dreams, it becomes much harder to keep moving forward. Seek out people who inspire and uplift you, whether it's a mentor, a friend, or a supportive community. Having people who believe in your vision makes a huge difference in your ability to push through fear and doubt. Sincero also recommends practicing affirmations to combat doubt. Affirmations are simple, positive statements that you repeat to yourself, helping to rewire your mind and reinforce your belief in yourself. By saying affirmations, such as "I am capable of achieving my goals," or "I trust in my abilities," you begin to replace doubt with confidence. The more you affirm your strengths, the more you start to believe them, and the more your actions align with them. Ultimately, the key to overcoming fear and doubt is taking action. Fear and doubt will always be present in some form, but they don't have to stop you. The more you take action, no matter how small, the more you build your confidence and your trust in yourself. Each step you take in the face of fear or doubt reinforces the belief that you are capable of success, and with each step, the fear and doubt become less powerful. Chapter 4. The power of positive thinking. Your thoughts are the foundation upon which your entire life is built. They shape your reality, dictate your emotions, and influence your decisions. In this chapter, Jen Sincero teaches you that your thoughts are far more powerful than you may realize, and learning to harness the power of positive thinking is one of the most transformative steps you can take in your personal development journey. Sincero explains that positive thinking is not about pretending that everything is perfect or ignoring the challenges you face. It's about choosing to focus on the possibilities rather than the obstacles. It's about deciding to see the good, even when things seem difficult, and choosing to believe that success is possible no matter where you start. Positive thinking isn't about avoiding negativity. It's about consciously shifting your mindset so that you can handle negativity with confidence and clarity. The most powerful realization you'll come to in this chapter is that your thoughts create your reality. If you constantly think that you are not good enough, that you can't achieve your goals, or that you're destined to fail, then those thoughts will become self-fulfilling prophecies. They will limit your actions and decisions, and you will find yourself stuck in a cycle of frustration and defeat. On the other hand, when you choose to think positively, to believe in your own potential, and to expect success, you begin to create a reality where success becomes inevitable. One of the key practices that Sincero introduces in this chapter is the idea of becoming aware of your thoughts. Most of us go through life on autopilot, thinking the same negative thoughts over and over again without even realizing it. These thoughts often stem from old stories we've been telling ourselves for years, stories that we've inherited from our past experiences, our family, and society. But when you begin to become conscious of the thoughts you are thinking, you can start to change them. Sincero suggests keeping a thought journal to track your thinking patterns. Every time a negative or limiting thought arises, write it down. Then, immediately reframe that thought into something more positive and empowering. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, "I'm not good enough to succeed," you can reframe it to, "I am more than capable of achieving my dreams." This simple practice helps to shift your mental state and retrain your mind to think in ways that support your growth. Another powerful tool for creating a positive mindset is visualization. Sincero encourages you to take time each day to visualize your success. See yourself achieving your goals, living the life you desire, and feeling the emotions of that success. The more vividly you can imagine your ideal life, the more you align your energy with that life. Visualization is a way to train your mind to believe that what you want is already on its way. Positive thinking, also, involves eliminating negative influences from your life. This can mean avoiding toxic people, limiting exposure to negative media, or cutting out activities that drain your energy. Surrounding yourself with positivity is crucial to maintaining a mindset of success. When you expose yourself to negativity, you inadvertently absorb that energy, which can then impact your thoughts and actions. On the other hand, when you surround yourself with uplifting people and environments, you cultivate a mindset that supports your dreams and aspirations. The idea behind positive thinking is not just to maintain a sunny disposition no matter what. It's about aligning your thoughts with the life you want to create. When you expect the best, you begin to notice opportunities that were previously invisible to you. You start to see the possibilities instead of the problems. You begin to take action from a place of confidence, not fear, and your decisions start aligning with your goals. By choosing to focus on the positive, you begin to attract more of it. As you shift your mindset to one of positivity, abundance, and possibility, you become an energetic match for the success and prosperity you desire. As you continue to develop the habit of positive thinking, it's important to understand that positive thinking is a practice, not a one-time event. It's something you cultivate every day, with every thought, and it requires constant effort and self-awareness. It's easy to slip back into old habits of negativity, especially when things get tough. But it's during these moments that positive thinking becomes most powerful. One of the most transformative practices you can implement is affirmations. Affirmations are positive, powerful statements that you repeat to yourself regularly. These statements are designed to reprogram your mind, replacing limiting beliefs with empowering thoughts. For example, saying things like, "I am worthy of success," or "I have the ability to achieve my dreams," not only helps you internalize these beliefs, but also shifts your energy toward aligning with them. Sincero emphasizes that when you repeat affirmations, you must say them with conviction. They need to feel real to you, as if they are already true. It's not about just reciting words. It's of those words in your body, in your heart, and in your soul. The more you believe your affirmations, the more your reality will shift to match them. Another important aspect of positive thinking is self-love. Sincero stresses that before you can truly achieve your dreams, you must first love and accept yourself. This is not about being arrogant or self-absorbed, but about honoring your worth. When you love yourself, you stop allowing negativity to take hold, and you stop doubting your ability to achieve great things. Self-love is the foundation upon which everything else is built. When you treat yourself with kindness, patience, and understanding, you raise your vibration, making it easier to think positively and attract the right opportunities into your life. Self-love also means letting go of perfectionism. Many people think that in order to succeed, they must be perfect. But the truth is, perfectionism is a form of fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough. Perfectionism keeps you stuck, never moving forward, always waiting for the perfect moment that may never come. Sincero encourages you to let go of the need to be perfect, and instead focus on progress. Every step you take, even if it's messy or imperfect, brings you closer to your goal. At the heart of positive thinking is believing in your own potential. When you believe that you are capable of achieving anything you desire, you become unstoppable. The power of positive thinking is not about denying challenges or pretending that everything is easy. It's about choosing to face those challenges with confidence, resilience, and determination. Positive thinking empowers you to see obstacles as opportunities for growth and learning, rather than insurmountable problems. Sincero shares that another essential aspect of positive thinking is taking responsibility for your thoughts. You are the master of your mind. The thoughts you think determine the life you create. If you want to change your life, you must change your thoughts. Every time a negative thought arises, you have the power to replace it with a positive one. It may take time and practice, but every time you do this, you are retraining your mind and creating a new reality. It's also important to surround yourself with positivity. The people and environments you expose yourself to greatly influence your mindset. Sincero advises seeking out people who inspire you, who lift you up, and who encourage you to be the best version of yourself. If you find yourself around people who constantly bring you down or who are negative about your dreams, it's time to reconsider those relationships. Positive thinking is contagious, and when you surround yourself with positive people, you will begin to naturally adopt their mindset and energy. In addition to surrounding yourself with supportive people, Sincero suggests surrounding yourself with inspiring and uplifting materials, books, podcasts, videos, and any content that helps you think more positively and feel empowered. The more you feed your mind with positive input, the easier it becomes to maintain a positive outlook on life. Ultimately, the power of positive thinking lies in your ability to believe in the possibility. It's about knowing that no matter where you are today, no matter what challenges you're facing, you have the power to create the life you desire. Positive thinking doesn't guarantee that everything will be easy, but it does guarantee that you'll approach every challenge with a sense of hope, belief, and confidence. When you choose to see the good in every situation, you align yourself with the energy of abundance and success, and you begin to attract everything you need to manifest your dreams. Remember, positive thinking is not a magic bullet, it's a practice. It's about choosing, every day, to see the possibilities rather than the limitations. It's about training your mind to focus on solutions instead of problems. It's about cultivating a mindset that supports your goals and empowers you to take consistent action toward them. With positive thinking, you not only change the way you see the world, but you also change the way the world responds to you. Chapter 5. Taking radical action. In this chapter, Jen Sincero brings an essential lesson to the forefront. Action is the bridge between your dreams and reality. No matter how much you visualize, think positively, or hope for success, nothing will happen without action. Radical action is the key to bringing your goals to life. It is not enough to just sit back and wait for the universe to deliver. You must actively participate in creating the life you want. Sincero begins by urging you to move beyond the planning stage. Many people get caught in the cycle of dreaming, planning, and thinking without ever taking meaningful steps. They tell themselves, "I'll start tomorrow," or "I need more information first." But the truth is, the perfect time will never come, and you will never have all the information you think you need. The only way to get started is to take action now. It doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be grand, it just has to be a step forward. The most important thing to understand is that action builds momentum. The first step is always the hardest, because it requires courage and overcoming inertia. But once you begin, momentum takes over, and the process becomes easier. Sincero suggests thinking of action as a form of self-trust. Every time you take a step toward your goal, you're telling yourself that you believe in your ability to succeed. This builds your confidence and propels you forward. One of the biggest hurdles people face when taking action is the fear of failure. Failure is often seen as something to be avoided at all costs, but Sincero challenges this belief by reminding you that failure is part of the process. It is not something to be feared, but something to be embraced. Every successful person has faced failure at some point. What makes them successful is that they keep going despite it. Failure is simply feedback. It tells you what's working and what isn't. Instead of seeing failure as a reflection of your abilities or your worth, view it as a lesson. If you fail, it means you're trying, you're learning, and you're growing. The most successful people fail more often than others, but they keep going because they understand that failure is not the end. It's part of the journey. Sincero also emphasizes that fear of failure often paralyzes us into inaction. But the key to overcoming this fear is to take imperfect action. Waiting for the perfect time or perfect conditions only keeps you stuck. When you take imperfect action, you are showing the universe that you are serious about achieving your dreams. The more action you take, the more you will learn, adapt, and grow. The key is to do something, no matter how small, every single day. In this chapter, Sincero shares an important concept. Done is better than perfect. Perfectionism is another form of procrastination. When you wait for the perfect moment, you are robbing yourself of the opportunity to progress. The truth is, you'll never know everything or have everything in place before you start. What you do know is that by taking action, you will move closer to your goals. One of the easiest ways to take radical action is to commit to the process. Instead of focusing solely on the end result, Sincero encourages you to immerse yourself in the journey. Commit to the daily steps, the small wins, and the process of becoming the person who can achieve what you want. This commitment is about showing up every day, taking one step at a time, and trusting that the process will eventually lead you to your goal. Sincero also teaches that trusting your intuition is a powerful part of taking action. Sometimes, we overthink things and try to plan every detail. But the truth is, your intuition will often guide you more accurately than overanalyzing. When you take action based on your intuition, you are aligning with your true self and your authentic path. Your intuition knows what's best for you, and if you learn to trust it, you will find that the actions you take will be more aligned with your goals and dreams. As you continue on your journey of taking radical action, Sincero emphasizes that commitment is key. Many people start their goals with enthusiasm, but soon lose momentum. They lose interest or fall into the trap of thinking they don't have what it takes. To succeed, you must stay committed, no matter how small the steps are. The moment you commit to the process, you unlock the power of persistence, which is far more important than a perfect plan. One way to stay committed is to create a plan of action. While radical action doesn't require perfection, it does require direction. Without a clear plan, it's easy to become overwhelmed or discouraged. Sincero recommends breaking your goals down into actionable steps. Start by identifying the next step you need to take, not the entire journey. This helps make the process feel more manageable and less daunting. It also allows you to build confidence as you check off each small task. As you take action, it's important to celebrate each success, no matter how small. Too often, people focus solely on the big goals and forget to acknowledge the progress they've made along the way. Celebrating small victories not only boosts your morale but also reinforces the idea that you're moving closer to your goal. Each small win builds momentum, and with each victory, your belief in your own ability grows stronger. One of the most powerful aspects of radical action is taking risks. Sincero explains that success is not found in playing it safe. If you want to achieve something extraordinary, you must be willing to step outside your comfort zone and take risks. The fear of making a mistake or failing is normal, but it's also a necessary part of the process. The more risks you take, the more you learn about yourself, and the more you expand your capacity for success. Remember, every successful person took risks, made mistakes, and learned from them. The key is to keep going, no matter what. As you take action, let go of perfectionism. A common trap that holds people back is the desire to do everything perfectly. Perfectionism is a form of self-sabotage. It prevents you from moving forward and often leads to procrastination. Instead, embrace the idea of done is better than perfect. When you complete something, even if it's not perfect, you're one step closer to your goal. Imperfection is part of the journey and part of the learning process. Another important aspect of taking radical action is to stay flexible. Things won't always go according to plan, and that's okay. Sometimes, the path you start on will lead you to something even better. It's important to remain open to new opportunities and adjust your actions when necessary. Don't be afraid to pivot when something isn't working. Flexibility allows you to course correct and continue moving forward even when obstacles arise. Sincero also reminds you that the universe is always on your side, but it can't help you if you're not actively participating. The more action you take, the more opportunities the universe will present to you. By moving toward your goals with determination and enthusiasm, you're creating space for the universe to send people, resources, and opportunities that align with your desires. But if you sit back and wait for things to happen, you're not giving the universe anything to work with. One of the most profound ideas Sincero presents in this chapter is that taking action reinforces a belief in yourself. The more action you take, the more you prove to yourself that you are capable. Each small action is a step towards building trust in yourself, and as your self-trust grows, your confidence skyrockets. This confidence is the fuel that will propel you toward even bigger actions and even greater success. Taking radical action is not always easy, but it is the key to transformation. It is the difference between dreaming and doing. It is the difference between wishing for success and making success happen. The moment you begin to act, you create momentum, and that momentum becomes unstoppable. Remember that success is not an overnight event. It's the accumulation of consistent, focused, and bold actions over time. The more you take radical action, the more you will find yourself in alignment with your goals. And with each step forward, you'll realize that you are more than capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. Chapter 6. Mindset Shifts for Abundance. The key to unlocking an abundant life lies in shifting your mindset. For so long, we've been conditioned to believe that success and prosperity are limited resources, available only to a fortunate few. But the truth is that the universe is abundant, and there is more than enough to go around. What is limiting you is not the universe's ability to provide, but your own beliefs about what is possible for you. In this chapter, Jen Sincero guides you through the process of shifting from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. The first step in cultivating an abundance mindset is recognizing the limiting beliefs that have held you back. These are the thoughts and stories you've been telling yourself about money, success, and your ability to achieve your dreams. You may believe that money is hard to come by, that success is reserved for other people, or that you don't deserve to have everything you want. These beliefs are rooted in scarcity thinking, which tells you that there isn't enough to go around, and that someone else's success takes away from your own. To shift from scarcity to abundance, you must first challenge these limiting beliefs. Start by becoming aware of them. Whenever you catch yourself thinking, "I can't afford this," or "I'll never be successful," pause and ask yourself, is this thought true? More often than not, the answer is no. These thoughts are based on fear, not fact. They are simply beliefs you've adopted over time, and you have the power to change them. The next step is to reprogram your mind by replacing those old beliefs with new ones. Instead of thinking, "I can't afford this," start thinking, "I can find a way to make this happen." Instead of believing, "I'm not good enough to succeed," start telling yourself, "I am worthy of success and abundance." The more you affirm these new beliefs, the more they will become your reality. The shift in your mindset won't happen overnight, but with consistent effort, you'll begin to see the world through a different lens, one where opportunities are limitless and prosperity is your natural state. Sincero also emphasizes that abundance starts with gratitude. When you focus on what you already have and express gratitude for it, you begin to attract more of it into your life. Gratitude is a powerful tool for aligning yourself with the energy of abundance. The more you acknowledge the blessings in your life, the more you open yourself up to receiving even more. It's easy to focus on what you don't have, especially when you're working toward a big goal. But the more you focus on the lack, the more you attract that lack into your life. Gratitude shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance. By practicing daily gratitude, you begin to feel abundant, and that feeling attracts more abundance. Another essential part of shifting to an abundance mindset is letting go of comparison. We live in a world where we are constantly comparing ourselves to others on social media, at work, in our personal lives. We look at other people's success and think, "I'll never get there," or "they have something I'll never have." This mindset of competition and comparison is rooted in scarcity. It assumes that if someone else succeeds, it means less success for you. The truth is, someone else's success does not diminish your own potential. There is more than enough success, wealth, and love to go around. When you stop comparing yourself to others and focus on your own journey, you free yourself from feelings of inadequacy and jealousy. You begin to see the success of others as proof that success is possible for you too. Sincero encourages you to celebrate the success of others, rather than feeling threatened by it. When you genuinely feel happy for others' success, you open yourself up to receiving your own success. It's all part of the energy of abundance. The more you align yourself with that energy, the more opportunities will come your way. One of the most profound shifts you can make is to believe that you are worthy of abundance. So many people sabotage their own success because they don't believe they are worthy of it. They think that success is for someone else, but not for them. They think they have to work harder than everyone else, or that they have to suffer in order to deserve prosperity. But the truth is, you are worthy of success simply because you exist. Abundance is not something that you have to earn through suffering or struggle. It is your birthright. The moment you accept this truth and begin to live from a place of worthiness, you will see your life begin to transform. You will stop pushing against abundance and start allowing it to flow to you as you continue to cultivate an abundance mindset. It's crucial to understand the power of your thoughts and feelings in shaping your reality. Your thoughts are like seeds, and your feelings are the water that nourishes them. If you constantly think thoughts of lack, your feelings will align with those thoughts, and you'll attract more lack into your life. On the other hand, when you think thoughts of abundance, you align your feelings with those thoughts, and you begin to attract more prosperity, success, and opportunities. Sincero stresses that one of the most important ways to maintain an abundance mindset is to become conscious of your thoughts. Pay attention to the beliefs that are running in the background of your mind. Are they beliefs of scarcity or beliefs of abundance? The more aware you become of these limiting beliefs, the easier it is to replace them with empowering ones. Whenever you catch yourself thinking, "I can't afford this," or "there's never enough," stop and reframe it. Replace those thoughts with, "There is always more than enough for me," or "I am open to receiving abundance in every form." It's also important to understand that what you focus on expands. This is one of the core principles of the law of attraction. The more you focus on what you have and the abundance in your life, the more you will attract. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools for shifting your focus from lack to abundance. When you express gratitude, you send out the energy of abundance, and the universe responds by sending more things to be grateful for. If you're struggling to see abundance in your life, start small. Look for the little things you can be grateful for: your health, your home, the food on your table, the love in your life. As you start to feel gratitude for these small blessings, you'll begin to notice how much abundance is already present in your life, and the more you focus on this abundance, the more it will grow. Sincero also advises you to visualize your desired outcome. Take some time every day to visualize yourself living your best life, experiencing the abundance you desire. Imagine yourself achieving your goals, feeling the joy and satisfaction of success. As you vividly picture your future, you send out a strong signal to the universe that you are ready to receive. Visualization is not just about imagining your goals, it's about feeling the emotions of achieving them. The more real you can make those emotions feel, the stronger the connection between you and the abundance you desire. Another key element in shifting to an abundance mindset is to let go of the need to control everything. Often, we get caught up in trying to control every aspect of our lives, especially when it comes to finances and success. We make rigid plans and try to force outcomes, thinking that this is the way to create abundance. But the truth is, when you surrender control and allow the universe to guide you, you create space for opportunities to flow into your life. Surrendering control does not mean giving up on your goals. It means trusting that the universe will bring the right people, resources, and opportunities into your life at the right time. Sincero explains that one of the most important shifts you you can make is to stop focusing on how and when things will happen. When you get too caught up in the details of how your dreams will manifest, you block the flow of abundance. Instead, focus on the end result, on the life you want to create. Trust that the universe will guide you toward it in its own way. When you let go of the need to control the process, you allow the universe to work its magic. A powerful way to reinforce this shift is to trust your intuition. Your intuition is your inner guidance system, and it knows the way forward. Often, we second-guess ourselves or dismiss our gut feelings, thinking that we don't have all the information or that we should wait for something more concrete. But your intuition is always guiding you in the right direction. When you listen to it, you align yourself with your true purpose and the abundance that is already meant for you. One of the biggest obstacles to embracing abundance is fear of not having enough. This fear can manifest in many ways: fear of not being able to pay bills, fear of losing a job, or fear of being unable to provide for your family. But Sincero reminds you that fear is simply a product of your mind, and it is not real. Fear often arises when we focus too much on the future, imagining worst-case scenarios that haven't happened yet. To combat this fear, you must return to the present moment and remind yourself that you are supported. The universe is abundant, and it will provide what you need when you need it. It's also important to be patient with the process. Abundance does not always come in the form you expect, and it doesn't always happen overnight. The key is to trust the process and know that everything is unfolding as it should. If something doesn't work out as planned, see it as an opportunity for growth, not as a failure. Trust that the universe has a bigger plan for you, and remain open to receiving in unexpected ways. Chapter 7. The Magic of Believing in Yourself. One of the most profound shifts you can make on your journey towards success is believing in yourself. This belief is not just about boosting your self-esteem or feeling good about your abilities. It is about tapping into the power that already exists within you to create the life you desire. Self-belief is the foundation upon which everything else is built. Without it, even the most talented and hard-working people can struggle to reach their full potential. But with self-belief, anything is possible. Jen Sincero opens this chapter by emphasizing that self-belief is not something that magically appears. It is something you must actively cultivate. You weren't born with a sense of believing in yourself automatically. Like any other skill, it requires practice, patience, and a willingness to change. The first step is recognizing the power of your own thoughts and the influence they have on your life. What you believe about yourself directly shapes the actions you take, the opportunities you pursue, and the success you ultimately achieve. Sincero points out that doubting yourself is a form of self-sabotage. Whenever you let doubt creep into your mind, you're telling yourself that you're not good enough, that you don't deserve success, or that you're not capable of achieving your dreams. This type of thinking is not only untrue, but it actively works against you. When you believe in your potential, you act in ways that align with that belief. When you doubt yourself, you unconsciously hold yourself back from taking the steps necessary for success. A key lesson in this chapter is to recognize that you are the creator of your own reality. No one else can create your life for you. Only you have the power to make decisions that shape your future. If you want something, whether it's success, wealth, love, or happiness, it is up to you to believe that you are worthy of it. When you believe that you can have anything you desire, you begin to take action toward making that desire a reality. Without belief in yourself, you may second-guess your abilities or never even start the journey toward your goals. Sincero also emphasizes the importance of silencing the inner critic. For many people, the voice inside their head is constantly filled with negative self-talk. You can't do this. Who do you think you are? Or you're not good enough. These thoughts are the opposite of self-belief, and they keep you stuck in a cycle of self-doubt and fear. In this chapter, Sincero teaches you how to recognize this inner critic for what it is: a collection of old beliefs, fears, and insecurities that have been planted in your mind over time. The good news is that you can retrain your inner dialogue. When you notice negative thoughts creeping in, you have the power to replace them with positive affirmations. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, "I'll never be successful," replace that thought with, "I am capable of achieving my dreams." By repeating these positive thoughts, you gradually rewire your mind to focus on what's possible, rather than what's holding you back. This shift in thinking is a powerful way to build self-belief. Another powerful way to cultivate self-belief is to take action. One of the easiest ways to build confidence is to prove to yourself that you are capable. Every time you take action toward your goal, no matter how small, you reinforce the belief that you can succeed. As you achieve small wins, your confidence grows and your belief in yourself becomes stronger. Sincero advises that even if you don't feel 100% confident at first, the act of taking action will naturally build your belief. It's important to remember that confidence comes through action, not before it. In this chapter, Sincero also highlights the importance of surrounding yourself with positive influences. The people you spend time with have a profound impact on your self-belief. If you're constantly around people who doubt you, criticize you, or tell you that your dreams are unrealistic, it's hard to believe in yourself. Instead, seek out people who support you, who believe in your potential, and who encourage you to pursue your dreams. When you are surrounded by positivity, it becomes easier to believe in your own abilities. Believing in yourself also requires self-compassion. Too often, we are our own harshest critics. We beat ourselves up over mistakes and setbacks, and we think that we are not worthy of success because we are imperfect. But the truth is, everyone makes mistakes. Everyone experiences failure. It is not these mistakes that define us, it is how we respond to them. Sincero encourages you to treat yourself with kindness and compassion. When you make a mistake, instead of criticizing yourself, offer yourself the same love and understanding that you would offer a friend. This self-compassion allows you to bounce back more quickly and move forward with even greater confidence as you continue to deepen your belief in yourself. It's important to understand that belief is not a one-time event. It is a continuous practice. Your mind is constantly receiving input from the world around you, whether from other people, media, or your own thoughts. To consistently strengthen your belief in yourself, you must actively choose to feed your mind with positive and empowering messages. Jen Sincero emphasizes that you must become your own biggest supporter. This requires shifting your internal dialogue from one of self-criticism to one of self-empowerment. You must begin to affirm your worth, your potential, and your abilities. This is not about being arrogant or overly self-absorbed. It's about owning your value. When you truly believe that you are worthy of success, you take actions that align with that belief. Sincero encourages you to visualize yourself succeeding. The power of visualization lies in the fact that the more vividly you can imagine yourself living your dreams, the more you begin to believe that it is possible. When you see yourself achieving your goals, feeling the emotions of success, and living your best life, you create a mental blueprint for your future. The clearer the image, the more real it becomes to you, and the more likely it is to come into fruition. In this chapter, Sincero also discusses the importance of setting clear intentions. It's one thing to believe in yourself, but it's another thing to know exactly what you want. If your goals are vague or undefined, it becomes difficult to take meaningful action. When you set clear, specific intentions, you create a roadmap. For your success, you know exactly where you're going and what you need to do to get there. Sincero suggests writing down your goals and affirming them daily to reinforce your belief that you are capable of achieving them. Overcoming the fear of judgment is another important aspect of building self-belief. Often, we hold ourselves back because we fear what others will think or say about us. This fear of judgment can paralyze us, keeping us from taking risks or pursuing our dreams. But Sincero teaches that the opinions of others are irrelevant to your success. The only opinion that truly matters is your own. When you stop caring about what others think and focus on your own vision, you free yourself to take bold action toward your goals. Sincero also emphasizes that success is not reserved for a select few. There is no magical quality that successful people have that makes them better than you. Success is available to everyone who is willing to take action, believe in themselves, and stay committed to their goals. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not talent or luck. It's the belief in their own potential. When you believe that success is available to you, you start acting as if it is inevitable. Your confidence and actions align with that belief, and success becomes a natural outcome. Another powerful tool for building self-belief is celebrating your small wins. Every step you take toward your goal, no matter how small, is a victory. By celebrating these small successes, you reinforce the belief that you are capable of achieving your big goals. These celebrations don't have to be grand or expensive. They can be as simple as taking a moment to acknowledge your progress and feeling proud of yourself. The more you celebrate, the more you build momentum, and the more belief you have in your ability to keep moving forward. Sincero also emphasizes the importance of trusting the process. There will be times when things don't go as planned, when you face setbacks or challenges. But these moments are not failures, they are part of the journey. Trusting the process means having faith that everything is unfolding as it should. Even when you can't see the end result, trust that your actions are leading you in the right direction. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to learn and grow, and ultimately, it will bring you closer to your goals. Finally, Sincero reminds you that the most important belief is the belief in your own worthiness. No matter where you are in life, no matter how far you think you have to go, know that you are deserving of all the success, love, and abundance that is available to you. You were born worthy. Your worth does not depend on your achievements, your appearance, or the approval of others. Your worth is inherent, and once you fully accept this, you will begin to see the world reflect that worth back to you. Chapter 8. Overcoming doubt and negative self-talk. Doubt and negative self-talk are two of the most powerful forces that can keep us stuck in place, preventing us from pursuing our dreams and stepping into our full potential. For many people, this inner dialogue becomes so familiar that they don't even realize how damaging it can be. It's the voice that says, "You're not good enough, you'll never be successful," or "What if you fail?" These thoughts are so ingrained that we often accept them as truth, allowing them to dictate our actions or inactions. In this chapter, Jen Sincero dives deep into the process of recognizing and transforming these negative patterns of thought. She explains that the first step to overcoming doubt is to become aware of it. You cannot change what you don't acknowledge. Once you start to recognize the negative thoughts that are holding you back, you can begin the work of shifting them. The key here is to question the validity of these doubts. Are they really true? Often, the doubts and negative thoughts we have are based on past experiences, fear, or external influences that no longer serve us. These thoughts are not facts. They are simply the mind's way of keeping us safe by playing out worst-case scenarios. The truth is that most of the things we fear will never come to pass. Sincero encourages you to challenge these thoughts and ask yourself, is this belief serving me? If the answer is no, then it's time to replace it with a more empowering thought. One of the most effective ways to combat doubt is to reframe your thoughts. Instead of thinking, "I can't do this," reframe it to, "I can do this, and I am capable of figuring it out." When you replace negative thoughts with positive ones, you shift your energy and mindset. It's important to remember that the brain is like a muscle. The more you practice positive thinking, the easier it becomes. Sincero also emphasizes the importance of self-compassion in overcoming negative self-talk. When you make a mistake or fall short of your goals, it's easy to beat yourself up, criticize yourself, or fall into a cycle of self-doubt. But this only reinforces the belief that you're not good enough. Instead, practice self-compassion. When you mess up, treat yourself the way you would treat a friend. Offer yourself encouragement and understanding. And remember that mistakes are a natural part of growth. Another key lesson in this chapter is that confidence is built through action. Doubt often arises when we feel uncertain about our abilities, or when we're faced with something new. The only way to build confidence and push through the fear and doubt is to take action. Every time you take a step forward, no matter how small, you reinforce your belief in yourself and your abilities. Sincero encourages you to take action, even if it's imperfect or if you don't feel completely ready. The more you act, the more confidence you will build, and the more doubt will fade away. It's important to recognize that doubt is a natural part of the process, especially when you're doing something new or challenging. Everyone experiences doubt, even the most successful people. What sets them apart is that they don't let doubt control their actions. Instead, they feel the fear and do it anyway. Doubt is simply a sign that you're stretching beyond your comfort zone, and that's exactly where growth happens. Sincero also discusses the role of visualization in overcoming doubt. When you visualize yourself succeeding, you create a mental image of your success. This image becomes so real in your mind that it begins to affect your behavior and actions. The more you visualize your success, the more your confidence grows, and the less doubt you feel. Visualization is a powerful tool because it helps you to see the possibility of success, even when your doubts try to convince you otherwise. In this chapter, Sincero reminds you that you are not your thoughts. Just because you have negative thoughts doesn't mean they define who you are or what you're capable of. Thoughts are simply passing mental events, and they do not have to dictate your behavior or your reality. You have the power to choose which thoughts to focus on and which ones to let go of. As you continue to address your doubts and negative self-talk, one of the most powerful tools is affirmation. Affirmations are positive statements that help reprogram your mind and override the old, limiting beliefs that fuel doubt. These statements are more than just words. They are declarations of your worth, abilities, and potential. When you repeat affirmations consistently, you create new thought patterns that reinforce your belief in yourself. Sincero encourages you to use affirmations to replace negative thoughts with empowering ones. For example, if you often think, "I'm not good enough," replace that thought with, "I am worthy and capable of success." The more you affirm these positive beliefs, the more your subconscious mind begins to accept them as truth. Over time, these affirmations shift your mindset and diminish the power of negative self-talk. It's important to remember that affirmations need to be said with conviction. They must feel true to you, even if it's difficult at first. Sincero reminds you that the power of affirmations comes from the emotion behind them. The more deeply you believe in the affirmation, the more powerful it becomes. Start by saying them with confidence, and soon you will begin to believe them on a deeper level. Along with affirmations, visualization is another potent tool in overcoming doubt. Visualization allows you to mentally rehearse your success before it even happens, by picturing yourself succeeding. Whether it's in your career, relationships, or personal goals, you are training your mind to believe that success is not only possible, but inevitable. Visualization works because the brain cannot distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. The more you see yourself achieving your goals, the more your confidence grows. Sincero encourages you to see the end result clearly. Imagine what success looks like and feel the emotions of having already achieved it. How does it feel to be confident, successful, and living your dreams? The more you connect with these feelings, the more real they will become, and the more your actions will align with that vision. Another key point in overcoming doubt is to take responsibility for your thoughts. You may not be able to control every thought that enters your mind, but you do have the power to decide which thoughts you engage with. If a negative thought comes up, you can acknowledge it and then choose to shift your focus. Sincero suggests replacing negative self-talk with a mantra or a phrase that empowers you. This could be something as simple as, "I trust myself," or "I am capable of achieving this." Repeating this mantra will help redirect your energy and mindset toward self-belief. It's also important to surround yourself with people who support you. The energy of those around you has a significant impact on your thoughts and beliefs. If you are constantly around people who are negative or unsupportive, it will be harder to overcome your own self-doubt. Instead, seek out people who uplift you, who believe in your potential, and who encourage you to keep moving forward. When you have a support system that helps you stay positive and motivated, it becomes easier to overcome negative self-talk and doubt. Sincero also advises you to celebrate your successes, no matter how small they may seem. Every step you take toward your goals, every success you achieve, is a victory. Celebrating these wins helps reinforce the belief that you are capable and that success is achievable. The more you celebrate, the more momentum you build, and the more doubt begins to fade away. These small celebrations are reminders of your power and progress, and they help you stay on track when faced with challenges. Lastly, Sincero reminds you that failure is not a reflection of your worth. Failure is a natural part of the journey, and it does not define you. The key is how you respond to failure. Instead of allowing failure to reinforce your doubts, use it as an opportunity to learn and grow. Every failure is a stepping stone on the path to success, and each one brings you closer to your goals. When you stop seeing failure as something to fear and start seeing it as a valuable lesson, you take away its power. Failure becomes a tool for growth, not a reason to give up. Sincero encourages you to embrace failure and use it to fuel your determination and self-belief. The more you face challenges head-on, the more confident you become in your ability to overcome them. Chapter 9. Building Momentum and Staying Motivated. In this chapter, Jen Sincero focuses on a key principle for achieving success: building momentum. Momentum is the force that keeps you moving forward, even when the initial excitement wears off. It's what helps you continue working toward your goals, even when you face setbacks or challenges. Without momentum, it's easy to get stuck in a cycle of procrastination or With it, however, you can propel yourself toward your dreams, consistently and with confidence. Sincero starts by explaining that momentum starts with small actions. Often, people think that in order to succeed, they need to make huge strides, all at once, but success is built step by step. Every small action you take toward your goal, whether it's writing one paragraph of a book, making one phone call, or taking one step toward your business, adds to the momentum that will carry you further. The key to building momentum is getting started. You don't need to have everything figured out or have the perfect plan. You just need to take that first step. Once you take one action, no matter how small, you create momentum. And once momentum starts, it becomes easier to keep going. This is why Sincero advises against waiting for the perfect time to take action. The perfect time is now. The sooner you start, the sooner you can begin building the momentum that will lead to success. Another powerful element in building momentum is discipline. While motivation might come and go, discipline is what keeps you consistent. Motivation often peaks at the beginning of a new project or goal, but over time, it can fade. That's where discipline comes in. Discipline is the ability to keep moving forward, even when you don't feel motivated. It's about doing the work even when it's hard, even when you're tired, or even when you don't feel like it. Sincero encourages you to create systems and habits that will support your discipline. This might mean setting aside a certain time each day to work on your goal, breaking down your tasks into manageable chunks, or committing to daily rituals that align with your vision. Systems and habits keep you on track, even when motivation wanes. They become your fallback when things get tough. In this chapter, Sincero also discusses how consistency is key. It's easy to feel discouraged when progress feels slow, or when you don't see immediate results. But the more consistent you are, the more you build momentum. Small efforts add up over time, and eventually, they compound into significant results. Consistency, more than anything else, is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who don't. It's not about how much you do at once, but about doing something every day, even if it's small. Sincero reminds you that momentum is fueled by belief. When you believe in yourself and your ability to succeed, you're more likely to take action, stay disciplined, and remain consistent. If you doubt your ability to achieve your goals, it becomes harder to build momentum. Believing in yourself and your dreams gives you the courage to take the first step and the strength to keep going, even when obstacles arise. Your belief in your ability to succeed creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. Your actions align with your belief, and momentum begins to build. One of the challenges people face when trying to build momentum is the fear of failure. Many people hold back because they're afraid of not succeeding or making mistakes. But Sincero teaches that failure is not something to fear. Failure is part of the process. Every successful person has faced failure, and the key is to keep going despite it. When you view failure as a lesson rather than a roadblock, it no longer holds power over you. Failure is simply feedback that helps you adjust and improve. The more you embrace failure as part of the journey, the easier it becomes to continue building momentum. As you continue building momentum, one of the most important factors to maintain is resilience. The path to success is rarely linear, and setbacks are inevitable. The key to long-term success is not about avoiding failure, but about how you respond when things don't go as planned. When challenges arise, it's easy to become discouraged, but Sincero encourages you to use these moments as fuel for your momentum rather than as reasons to give up. Sincero emphasizes the importance of staying focused on your why. When you have a clear understanding of why you're doing what you're doing, it becomes much easier to stay motivated when the going gets tough. Your why is the deeper purpose behind your goals, the reason that drives you to keep going even when things aren't easy. For some, this might be the desire for freedom or financial security. For others, it could be a passion project or the desire to make a difference. Whatever your why is, hold on to it tightly. It will remind you of the bigger picture, and it will reignite your passion when things get hard. In this chapter, Sincero also shares the importance of self-care in maintaining momentum. While it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and grind, especially when you're working toward big goals, Sincero reminds you that burnout is real. Pushing yourself too hard without taking breaks can lead to exhaustion, negative self-talk, and a lack of motivation. Taking care of your mind, body, and spirit is essential for maintaining the energy you need to keep moving forward. Regular exercise, rest, relaxation, and healthy eating will keep you physically energized, while practices like meditation or journaling will keep your mind clear and focused. To build momentum, Sincero encourages you to celebrate every victory, no matter how small. It's easy to focus solely on the big picture and overlook the small wins along the way. But celebrating every step forward, whether it's completing a task, meeting a deadline, or overcoming a challenge, helps to reinforce your belief in your ability to succeed. It boosts your confidence, strengthens your motivation, and reminds you of how far you've come. Every small win adds to the larger momentum that will carry you toward your ultimate goal. One important aspect of staying motivated is embracing the process. Sincero notes that success is not just about achieving the end goal, it's also about enjoying the journey. When you're fully immersed in the process of pursuing your dreams, the highs and lows become part of the adventure. If you focus only on the outcome, you miss out on the growth, learning, and transformation that happens along the way. Embracing the process allows you to stay motivated, even when progress feels slow or challenges arise. It's about trusting that each step is leading you to where you're meant to be. To sustain momentum, it's also crucial to stay connected with your vision. Visualize your success regularly and make sure that you are constantly reminding yourself of the bigger picture. When you stay connected to your vision, you are less likely to be derailed by small setbacks or distractions. Your vision will serve as a compass, keeping you on course and helping you navigate through obstacles. Keep that vision in your mind and heart, and use it as a source of motivation every day. Sincero also reminds you that you are always in control of your motivation. While external circumstances can affect your mood or energy, you always have the power to choose how you respond. If you feel demotivated, you can take small, purposeful actions to reignite your motivation. Motivation is a muscle. You have to exercise it regularly to keep it strong. Even when you don't feel motivated, taking small actions will create momentum and help you keep going. Finally, Sincero encourages you to trust the timing of your life. It's easy to become frustrated when things aren't happening as quickly as you'd like, but success is a process, and it unfolds in its own time. Trust that the universe is working in your favor, and that everything is happening as it should. Focus on the steps you can take today, and let go of the need to control when and how success will show up. When you trust the process and keep moving forward, you will begin to see the results of your hard work. Momentum builds, and soon you'll find yourself achieving things that once seemed impossible. Trust in your journey, trust in your effort, and most importantly, trust in your ability to succeed. Chapter 10. Living a Life of Purpose and Passion. Part 1. In this final chapter, Jen Sincero encourages you to step into your true power by living a life aligned with your purpose and passion. Too many people live their lives on autopilot, following routines that don't bring them joy or fulfillment. They go through the motions because they feel they have to, not because they feel deeply called to do so. Sincero challenges you to examine your life and ask, am I truly living the life I was meant to live? The first step in living a life of purpose and passion is to get clear on what you truly want. Sincero stresses that too often, we allow others to define our goals and desires. Society, family, and peers may have their own ideas of what success looks like, but it's important to create your own definition of success. Ask yourself, what do I want to experience in life? What makes me feel alive, excited, and inspired? Your purpose is not something that is outside of you. It is already within you. It's about reconnecting with what lights you up, what excites you, and what drives you to be your best self. Purpose is not something you find by looking outside of yourself. It is something you uncover by getting in touch with your heart and soul. When you begin to align with your true passions, your life becomes more vibrant and fulfilling. Sincero points out that living a life of purpose is about making choices that align with who you are. Every decision you make should reflect your deepest desires and your true self. It's about finding the courage to say yes to what excites you and no to what doesn't. Too many people live their lives based on what they think they should do, rather than what they feel called to do. But when you begin to live authentically, when you begin to follow your heart, you will find that life becomes more meaningful and enjoyable. Passion is the fuel that propels you forward. When you are passionate about something, you put your heart and soul into it. You become unstoppable because you are doing what you love. The energy you pour into your work, your relationships, and your life radiates from within. Passion is contagious. It inspires others and creates momentum that drives you to success. But to live a life of passion, you must first discover what truly excites you. Sincero encourages you to ask yourself powerful questions that help you uncover your true passions. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? What activities make you lose track of time? What makes you feel fulfilled, energized, and alive? These questions will help you begin the process of discovering what truly matters to you. It's time to stop living based on other people's expectations and start living based on your own desires. Another key aspect of living a life of purpose is taking action. It's easy to dream big and feel inspired, but without action, those dreams will remain just that, dreams. Sincero reminds you that action is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. It's the difference between wishing for a better life and actually creating it. Taking action toward your purpose and passion requires a willingness to step outside your comfort zone. Often, fear and self-doubt hold us back from pursuing what we truly want, but Sincero teaches that fear is not something to avoid, it's something to acknowledge and move through. When you feel fear, it's a sign that you are moving in the right direction. Fear arises when you are challenging yourself to grow, and that's exactly what you need to do in order to live a life of purpose and passion. As you embrace your purpose and passion, Sincero emphasizes that it is essential to let go of limiting beliefs and the stories you've been telling yourself about why you can't live your dream life. These beliefs often stem from past experiences, fears of judgment, or societal conditioning. You may believe that you're not smart enough, talented enough, or that it's too late to change your path. But these beliefs are simply stories that can be rewritten. To live a life of purpose, you must be willing to unlearn the limiting beliefs that have held you back for so long. The truth is, you are more than capable of creating the life you desire. Your purpose is not something that you have to earn or achieve. It is something that is already within you, waiting to be fully expressed. It's about recognizing that you are worthy of the life you envision. One of the biggest challenges people face when pursuing their passion is the fear of judgment. Sincero acknowledges that the fear of what others will think is often paralyzing. We worry that we will be criticized or misunderstood, that we will fail in front of others. But here's the truth: the opinions of others don't define you. The more you allow fear of judgment to control your actions, the more you hold yourself back from your true potential. Living authentically requires standing firm in your own truth. This means doing what feels right for you, even if it's different from what others expect. It may not always be easy, and you may face criticism or resistance, but the reward is worth it. When you align your actions with your values and your purpose, you create a life that is deeply meaningful and fulfilling. Another important aspect of living a life of purpose is being open to change and evolution. Your purpose may evolve over time, and that's okay. You don't have to have everything figured out from the start. Life is a journey, and your passions may shift as you grow and learn. The key is to remain open to new opportunities and to trust that your path will unfold as it should. Sincero reminds you that your purpose is not about perfection. It's about progress. As you take steps toward living a life of passion and purpose, you'll learn, grow, and evolve. The journey is as important as the destination. Every step, even the missteps, is part of the process of discovering who you are and what you're truly meant to do. As you move forward, it's also important to trust your intuition. Your intuition is your inner guide, and it knows what is best for you. Sincero encourages you to listen to it, even when it feels scary or uncertain. Your intuition is always guiding you in the direction of your highest good, and by following it, you align yourself with your purpose. When you trust your intuition, you stop second-guessing yourself and begin to move forward with confidence and clarity. Living a life of purpose and passion also requires resilience. There will be times when you face setbacks, when things don't go as planned, or when you question your ability to succeed. During these times, it's important to remember why you started in the first place and to keep moving forward. Resilience is the ability to keep going in the face of adversity, to bounce back after challenges, and to keep believing in your purpose, no matter what. Sincero urges you to celebrate the journey, even when it's difficult. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. When you embrace the process, rather than focusing solely on the end goal, you begin to enjoy the ride. The more you celebrate your progress, the more momentum you build. The more momentum you build, the closer you get to living the life of your dreams. The final message of this chapter is that you are already worthy of living your dream life. You don't need to wait for permission, validation, or the right time. You have everything you need right now to start living your purpose. It's time to stop waiting for things to fall into place and start creating the life you truly desire.